Hi guys, it's me, Jocelyn Fina again, and in this video that I will be dedicating to the holiday season of December of 2025, and particularly the end of the year, which I talk about the mostly like religious movies as well as religious things. So I'm gonna be talking about the movie the sequel to Sister Act, which is weirdly enough called Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit. Now I'm unsure what the word habit means to a nun. I think it either has to do with the clothes of the nun or the living space of the nun. I'm pretty sure that could also be the comment, but I'm not really too sure about that right now. Anyway, this movie is a sequel, so therefore it's legendarily known as not being as good as the first one. But I would dare say that it's better in a lot of ways, because in this movie, Sister Whoopi Goldberg ends up teaching a bunch of high school kids the meaning of teamwork, helping each other out, and unlocking their singing potential. And I gotta admit, it's pretty damn good, the movie in that regard. But they cut down a lot on like people like Maggie Smith, for example, Kelly and Jean, and even Miss Sister Whoopi is a little bit not so funny as in the first one. So let's talk about this movie, because it's rather interesting with a recycled plot, I think, and pretty much the sisters all need Whoopi Goldberg's help in this movie, because the school is on the threat of being shut down, which is very similar to what happened in the Blues Brothers and the Blues Brothers 2000. That this movie came out between those two movies. So the first one, in which they had to pull some money together to save the orphanage from being destroyed or sold off or something about there. So they require her to go back into the monastery or the convent, if you will. I believe it was in Chicago or New York City, one of the two major cities with a lot of urban decay and problem and all that. So okay, so they pull her back from the from Las Vegas. Now, I should point out the date, like to say that she was a showgirl, a dirty showgirl, risque showgirl and stuff like that. Which is not to be confused with the rated R movie, Showgirls. Maybe with NC-17 or whatever. But those are more like showgirl, like they wear like bikinis, they wear those big gaudy headdresses and all of that, and they do performances on stage. But she's a headliner, so she sings, and that's all the show. So two different things. A headliner is a singer and dancer, and it's more quote unquote respectable. Whereas the other one is more like they show off the legs, they show off more skin, they show off cleavage. They do kind of there have been known stories about them being known to be scandalous off stage, the whole lot. But with headliners, they're more reputable. In any case, they require her to come back and whip these kids into shape. And the thing is that the kids are a bunch of wise asses. And I myself have worked in a school district where kids are just like that, like mostly, black, Hispanic, a few white people, and one prisoner. One guy that just got out of the hall and scared the piss out of me a little bit, intimidating me. Name was Damien. Can't remember his last name, but whatever. So it was actually pretty interesting. So anyway, thing of it is that you can be intimidated by anybody, all of that. So the thing that I want to know is when she was actually teaching these kids and they were being disrespectful, dishonest, they were more focused on the beauty magazine, the fashion magazine, and just not paying attention. And they like to think of it as like a bird class that you just like to, you just have to show up to class and that's it. Where that's more like a college class than it is not a high school class. But in any case, as a nun, you would think that you would be able to do like the corporal punishment that nuns are famous for, hit them on the knuckles with a roar, or twisting ears off, that kind of thing. But no, she doesn't do that. I guess she meant to divine mercy on the kids. And there's even one else guy too. The two kids I want to point out in particular, besides the main standout child later on. One of them is a white boy who wants to become a rapper, who thinks he's the rapper. I don't know if this guy's got any formal training in the rap arts, but it's very noticeable that he's a wannabe. We've all known those people who are white, who tried their hardest to act black. I know a few people in my college class that do that. And let me tell you, they are highly annoying. And I love it whenever they're put in their place by real rappers and real people who know what that type of lifestyle is really like. The only white guy that I find that is a true mastermind as far as rap goes is Eminem. Sir Eminem, if you will. Otherwise, everyone else is a poser. We want Eminem, not Vanilla Ice. So anyway, the other person I want to point out is an African American guy in there, but he's very I don't think we're trying to make a joke out of this or whatever, but kind of obnoxious. The guy who's the guy who's in touch with his African roots, and he wears a dashiki, and he tries to pretend to be like all knowledgeable and all like poetic and that kind of thing. like a Malcolm X, if you will. Love is a little preachy and a little annoying at times, and almost gets into a fight with somebody. I never met anybody like that in my classroom. My goodness, how do you teach someone like that without them wanting to do a race car on you, or something of that nature? Also, there's this other kid in there, that's a white kid, who's trying to get Janet to kiss up to Whoopi Goldberg. And it's funny because kids are trying to prank Sister Whoopi all the time. And it's funny that she is, the pranks that they try to pull on her are the same type of pranks that they would, that she would have done in the first movie, when the sisters and the Heavenly Mother were trying to coax her into becoming a more serious nun, if you will. So anyway, that was so funny when every time she kept on trying to sit down on careful glue, that the guy kept making a big stink about questioning her and whatnot, and taking her attention away from sitting down, where everybody wanted to kill him for prolonging the inevitable. There was also a little mention of a girl in my EOP class, in my college class, that reminded me so much of this one actress in the movie Fashionista. And the thing was, this girl reminded me so much of Jennifer. Her name was Reyes, and she had beautiful blue eyes and fair skin, like brown hair. Very nice person, very much into the Bible, all that. Very nice, very sweet. She just reminded me of that one. Not by look, but not by fascinating personality, but just in general looks wise. And for some reason, there was one totally Asian person in the group there, one Asian woman. Now, that normally doesn't bother me that much, but only one, you would think that in an urban environment there'd be more than one Asian person in the whole group. Not only that, but she didn't really have that many lines in the movie. The only notable line in the movie was when she said about a big competition at the end of the movie, where she said, oh, there might be choir boys in the class, in the trip. That's when every girl wants to go there to meet the choir boys. Now, there's also a part where she hugs Whoopi Goldberg, and that's it. It's the only thing she adds to this movie. A choir of boys and hugging the main star of the movie. So that's kind of stupid. Anyway, I love when Whoopi Goldberg is over there getting pranked by these teenagers and having the grumpy face to hers as she's trying to take the chair up a hill, up an incline in the school building. And it's pretty funny, especially when she slides all the way back the way she came. So she overhears that the school is going to be closing because of lack of funding and all that. So she's saddened by it. But the guy that's going to be closing it gets the administrator of the group, James Coburn. They never mention these people beforehand, but in the first movie, where I guess a bunch of priests followed by the administrators. So the administrators, the stuffy, no-nonsense guys, and Michael Gear is in the secondary group of priests, and he's the guy that plays Del Delacroix in movie Green Mile. So in any case, they have these kids that are like a bunch of wise asses, and they have this one girl there that's played by Lauren Hill, and she's like the leader of the group, if you will, because she's like the dominant wise ass of the group. And so the main headliner from the first movie suggested Madame Whoopi that she should speak to this Lauren Hill, because she can understand it more, because the girl is from an urban environment, and so it would be. So we all know what this is, right? We all know that the reason why Madame Whoopi is so destined to help to talk to Lauren Hill is because of this. They're both made of this pudding. So they end up talking to each other. And she said, you were going to come and help us out. You were going to sing with us. So during that whole, I guess like last half of the movie, like the others are on training, you just know the person and all that, and in return we'll be give them the all and help them train them and getting their voices ready. You know what? Lauren Hill is over there like, should I or should I not help them out? Looks fun. Looks like greatness. So turns out that her mother doesn't want her to sing, even though we all know Lauren Hill is like a big singer nowadays. But it turns out that her father wanted to become a big singer, and he failed. He spent all this money, and then I think he killed himself or he ran away. One of the two. So anyway, they have her not hold on to the last minute, so they need to have the parents' signature to go on the trip to go to this competition. So for some reason, they say it's okay for Lauren to forge her mother's signature, which is a sin and it's a deception too, and a forgery on top of that. So I don't know why the sisters think that it's the right part to do that. Maybe because it's part of the help out with the church or something, and for the greater good, and so it's good to lie and forge your mother's signature for the greater good. So they end up going there, and before you do that, I gotta say that the song that they choose to train with is A Happy Day. And then there's A Happy Day when Jesus walked. He taught me how. Yeah, I was absent for that day. I don't remember anything about Jesus teaching me how to walk. So anyway, they were like people performing from the school and all that, to which the person that was the main breakout star from the last movie, she sings a high note, even though she's in the audience. So anyway, they have Captain and Jimmy Hope, people doing like a weird face on it too. For some reason, she's funny in the movie. And at the end of the movie, during the credits scene, they do like a big dance off with all the kids, all the nuns, and all the priests too. It's very funny because the priest got moves. And so, when I didn't see in there was James Coburn for some reason. I don't know, maybe he wasn't holding enough for it, maybe he was sick for that, whatever, but it was totally missed. So anyway, they have, Lauren going with everybody to the bus trip, the magic school bus, if you will. And then James Coburn decided to go too, and so did the priest for some reason. Now there's a group of 3 or 4 priests in there, and Michael Gere is the only one with a driver's license, right? So for some reason, they give the one guy that doesn't have a driver's license, they put him behind the wheel of the car, the van. So I'm like, why in God's name would you do this? Unless the only reason why they would do that is so that they get to Jesus faster. Or God faster. And Rome even says, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Now, I think that in that case, in that emergency case, I think it's allowed to say the Lord's name in vain, but that's like on somebody's part. So that was kind of funny. So they get there, they lock James Coburn in a closet, and they put like a slimy in front of it to lock him in there. I found that very funny. So they have the other choir people go first, and the other groups go first, and then they have the art main group go last, of course. So believe it or not, the mother of Lauryn Hill actually goes in there right at the nick of time to see her daughter performing, and the big judgment call comes. The big judgment person comes in, even though I don't know if she had any direction to the school where they were going in the first place. So anyway, they'll perform and like that. And it's funny because during the performance, the piano cues up the song, and she hesitates. Lauryn Hill, and she hesitates again, and then on the third time she gets it because mommy is watching, and I guess it was a kind of pressure or it's a kind of hesitation because of that. So then she start performing that joyful. And at first she's doing that's over there in her uniform, if you will. So everybody else in the uniforms ready to go on stage. So the last minute when director for the group says then they can change into the streetwear to be more comfortable. I don't like this idea about going to a main event like that and dressing like street hoods. Pardon the expression, but you should be wearing your Sunday best when you go to like a big competition or something to do with college or school or something, especially for a religious school. Maybe not everything to do with that, no ties or anything like that, but everybody else does it. Just this one school district finds it okay for the kids to wear like overalls, shorts, and I just thought that showed too much skin or whatever, whatnot. So the kids perform, if they blow away, they win the big award. They take the school, and Lauren Hill goes on to be a big superstar in the universe of Sister Act. And then Whoopi Goldberg does her little rock band and dances at the end. And so does Catherine Keamy and Maggie Smith. Also, what's to note is that James Coburn talks to the other administrators about this, and Maggie Smith does the little trick that Whoopi Goldberg put on in her first movie, where she makes them get it was her idea to get kids into the competition and whatever, make them win and all that. So she turns it on James Coburn, and she makes it seem like it's his idea to get the kids into the competition and win to save the school. So by filming the competition, the other administrators are like, why you gonna close the school down when they have such a magnificent program? That incorporates rap, so a little bit backflips, a multicultural thing, multicultural students, and that's great. That's a great thing. So yeah, consider it a very good thing. And even the whiteboard grabbed pretty well. I don't know what the other guy did, the Kiss Ass did, but I'm sure he did something pretty good too. Let's see. Joyful was always a good song. Although we never actually done training with that song, we always sung it, or Happy Day. I suppose that Joyful is a good song in substitute for Happy Day. But I still love it for the song, for the movie, Big Mama's House. Let's see, yeah, I'm glad though that they decided to stop with this Shrek 2, and he didn't make a remake of it, because that was just pretty stupid. And I'm glad that they stopped on this, because, as far as religion goes, Catholicism, how far can you get besides nuns and priests? That's about it. Without going into any of the sexual allegations of priests and the kids and stuff like that and the kind of thing. So it was pretty good. It was very hard to look at Catholicism. And that was the really. Catholicism. And it was like good. I like the argument that said that the voice is a natural instrument, the human body. Therefore, God would allow for us to use our voices and singing prowess to progress, to bring up the joy. I like the way they also bring back the idea of Sister Whoopi being very happy and nostalgic for them bringing back the her old room in we're gonna say Hobbit in the old habit or convent. Whereas in the first movie she was very pissed off and very bored that room was hers. And I like the way Catherine and Jimmy were like, look, we changed it around a little bit for you. We put curtains. Yay, curtains. As if, anything that they were proud that they made that modest change to the room. Rather than being bare bones. So yeah, I thank you for watching my little discussion about Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. I found it interesting, and I find it really interesting that that they thought that woman in like a non-white, non-white striped uniform for the non-uniform. I have no idea why she is allowed to not wear that when her skirt is so short. I guess maybe because she didn't transfer fully into nunhood. Yeah, I guess that's how you say it. But yeah, there's that. And Whoopi Goldberg is great as the sister. And I like the dance sequence with the nuns. I like the way these kids are like it's like outcasts, and then they band together to save the school. Even though it's kind of cycled. I like the comedy with the priests and with the car part in the middle. And yeah, I really think Michael G. again. James Coburn is good too. And oh yeah, I almost forgot about the one guy in the whole movie. He makes like a cameo role, and he's the guy that plays the announcer of the awards. And you'll never guess who he is. He's the guy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest that says, I want my cigarettes. I want my cigarettes. I want his or hers. I want my cigarettes. My cigarettes. I don't remember his name offhand, but yeah, I will preach everybody too. Is that the guy? Oh yeah, it is him. So that's really something special. I remember who he is. Anyway, I guess thank you for watching the video. And I did this in the year in 2025, holiday season in December. Thank you. Please, Silver Pool, because Whoopi Goldberg is funny as always. puts on a very good cranky face. Especially when the kids are pranking her and teasing her and all that. But she didn't go biblical on it. It says, it's pretty fun. If you like what you see here and want some more of my channel views and stuff, you can like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on future videos and stuff by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. Or if you want, you can contact me on, you can follow me on Twitter or X. Prefer to call that P. Nelson Pro. My email is jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, let's loop you into religion. And I like anyone that likes religion, but can also, enjoy movies and stuff with religious elements in them, but can also have fun with them too, like the Sister movies or other such comic legends. That I also want to wish you guys a very happy and safe New Year's Eve and day, and a happy New Year for the rest of the year. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys, and salutations. Ta-ta. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.